Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we're going to be checking out another one from my boy. Like, this is crazy because I checked this, I was like, man, I hadn't heard nothing from Samson in a while. So I went and checked his page. He didn't have nothing new. An hour later he put this out and I didn't know about it until this morning. So we're going to dive in and see what he's got to say about What About Us. Let's go. You know Samson bringing the heat. They always take a mile. They were like, there's no such thing as a slippery slope.
Don't tread on me. Those are words that I stand by, homie. It doesn't mean I'm gangster. It doesn't mean I'm country. It means that my life is in my hands only.
Here we go. Here we go.
I don't have money for security. I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me. Gated community, that's what you live in. Hatred and mutiny, that's what we live in. So I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me. Gated community, that's what you live in. Hatred and mutiny, that's what we live in. So come down here and hang with us for a minute. See if you leave with the same fucking opinion. Who's gonna help me out if I get robbed? What if somebody were to beat up my mother? Who's gonna be there to save our lives? You? Nah, me, motherfucker.
Blow.
I'm the only one that's got my back. It's dog eat dog, these are not no cats. There's cops in Michigan that can't even respond to their calls because their cars ain't got no gas.
What?
Police don't have any fuel. You don't know if they'll arrive when you call them. The babies are starving. My girlfriend can't find a tampon, and yet somehow you and I are the problem.
Bruh, your boy brings too much truth. He brings so much truth that it just slaps people across the face. Bruh.
I've never bought a gun without having my background scanned and approved. The only
truth. I got held up because I'm a veteran. Did you know that? Like when I went to go purchase my firearm, which I don't have one anymore, y'all. I trust in God to keep me protected, and that's the real shit. Like if I got to do something, it's gonna be with these bad boys, right? Sure. And so, but I did have one. I went and bought one a long time ago, and I got held up on my federal background check just because I'm a veteran. Like for real, that was the entire reason I got held up on my background check. When I went to go get into the plants and I had to go get my card, got held up for the same reason, just because I was a veteran.
The only loophole I've seen on a gun is the one that you put a fucking lanyard through. It's not true that you can go to the store and just swipe your card and get a Glock and run. It's funny, the people that say that shit have literally never even shot one. And get a Glock and run. It's funny, the people that say that shit have literally never even shot one. Hey, Matthew McConaughey.
That chick there has got me quite upset, bruh. It ain't alright. It ain't alright. It ain't alright.
Shut the fuck up. Just because you murdered people on screen doesn't mean you know shit about guns, you dumb fuck. What? You
right? There's a big difference. There's a big difference from them playing with that prop gun and that real steel, son.
Worried about us? What about all of those violent movies that you played? How about you go talk to Alec Baldwin before you start telling me what to do, okay? Uvalde, I was horrified by it. That's your hometown, you were born right by it. It probably cuts deep, and I hope that it does, cause you work in an industry that glorifies violence. It's more your fault than it will ever be mine. Lord only knows how many crimes that you've influenced throughout your whole career, cause I've seen you kill people plenty of times. What do you think is gonna cause a shooting? A YouTube video of a gun review? Or a Hollywood murder scene that seems so realistic it looks like it's from the news? So next time that you wanna point your finger with a stupid opinion and chime in with it, remember, it ain't me that they're trying to be like, dog. It's you that they're trying to mimic. I feel way more safe in a place where the people are legally armed. If something happens like a mass shooting, I have a way less chance of being lethally harmed. The criminal is gonna think twice if he knows everybody is a piece underneath their clothes. And Mayor Lightfoot will probably tell you different, but have you seen Chicago?
Back when I was in Chicago, a long time ago, in 1996, I was in Chicago. It was dangerous then, and it ain't got nothing but worse ever since. Like, people are like, oh, it's great to go to Chicago. I'm like, no, bro, don't go to Chicago. You can't walk around the street after night. That's dumb. Like, that's dumb. Don't go places that are run by dumbasses. In Chicago, New York, LA, dumbasses. Complete, total dumbasses.
And no, before you ask, I don't want to be like Canada either. And I don't want to be like Australia. I'm sick of everybody using them as a humanity meter. There's a reason.
That's why I'm screaming. They like, well, Australia did it and they don't have any problems. Australia is an island. They are isolated. They are tiny. And I say tiny because I'm in America. We can fit most of y'all's countries inside of one of our states. So don't give me no bullshit talking about, well, you can just be like the Netherlands. Well, the Netherlands is the size of Rhode Island. Fuck off.
Reason that they can do whatever they want to their citizens, like fucking throw them in camps.
That's why they want them. That's why they coming for them.
And there's a reason that our government doesn't even try that shit, because they know that they can't. If you don't think for one split second that if we didn't have our Second Amendment, the government wouldn't overstep its boundaries.
The only reason you ain't walking around with a forced medical procedure right now is because of that Second Amendment. That is the only reason you are not walking around right now. It don't matter what country you are in. All right? The only reason you haven't been forced to take that is because of our Second Amendment.
And make us do shit even when we're against it. You're out of your mind. I don't give a damn where you stand or how or what you vote. That's dandy and fine if you trust Uncle Sam, but I, for one, fucking don't. And why would I? What have they done? Give me a reason for me to believe them. They want to trade me a little security in exchange for a big-ass piece of my freedom.
And it ain't even security. They just say that it is. There's nothing secure. Nothing secure about the government being the only ones with guns. That throughout the entire history of ever, if the government is the only one with weapons, there is no security. They can come into your house and do whatever the fuck they want at any point in time. Period. They have no fear of repercussions. Period. Unless the citizens are armed and can use them.
They don't want to take away guns because they care about you and they want to keep you safe at night. They want to take away guns because it's easy to control people if they don't have any way to fight. Hey buddy, what's your little AR-15 gonna do when the government comes to take it? Well, Ukraine started handing out rifles to all of the citizens when the Russians invaded, so...
I love this argument of, well, what are you going to do against the government if you've got a weapon? And it's like, do you think you're going to win? It's like, no, bro. Nobody thinks they're going to win. Nobody that I know personally who has a gun and would resist thinks that they're going to win. They're just going to make you pay a hell of a price to lose. That's what they're going to do. That is their goal, to make sure you know that you are not unopposed. That is the entire goal. If we win, great. But if we don't, we are going to cost. We are going to cost in viscous liquid that is normally inside of you. That's what we're going to do. Because if I say the other word, I might get banned.
What about that? I thought it wouldn't help. I guarantee that it'd be better than nothing. I hope it never does, but if the day comes, I bet that you're gonna wish that you had something. This is the only country on earth where the people have real strength. And nowadays, with all the shit going on, it's the only thing that makes me feel safe. If there's anything that I've learned in the past couple years looking back at the pandemic, all of the shit that we have is fragile, and it could snap at any second. Fuck all of the politicians. I don't trust anything they say. Take the word gun out of gun control, and that's all that it is at the end of the day.
Samson just told y'all something. Let's listen to it again.
Don't trust anything they say. Take the word gun out of gun control, and that's all that it is at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck how crazy you think that I look or I sound when I say this shit, but our Second Amendment's the only thing that stands between us and a dictatorship.
Bet. He ain't even lie. Not even once.
And as for the kids, I'm not a security expert, so I won't act like one. But I think that if we can send over $50 billion to Ukraine, we could surely spend that much, or more, or less, here in our own country to fortify our schools and make them more secure so that every kid can get an education safe and sound.
I am of a completely different opinion than that. Completely different opinion. I do not think at all, I am vehemently opposed to securing with gates and fences and armed guards. I hate that. Are we putting our kids in prison? Like, it's already like a prison pipeline, right? They're already teaching these kids to conform. You will wear the uniform. You will speak when spoken to. You will answer questions with no talkback. You will not question the authority. All of these things we already drill into our kids. So yeah, let's throw up some barbed wire fence and some scan cards to get in. No. You want to know how to fix this problem? I can tell you how to fix this problem, and it is simple. Take away the gun-free zones. Period. Allow, now I'm not saying to arm these kids by any means. But if you allow, not require, not force, but allow any teacher who feels that they can competently carry inside, let them do it. Let them have their piece on their side. And I promise you, if the gunman doesn't know which teacher or principal or cafeteria worker or janitor or groundskeeper is armed, they're not going in. If they don't know who might be carrying, they're not going to go in. There is a reason why all of these tragedies happen in these places. It's because they have removed any chance of somebody defending themselves. You saw what happened in the mall, right? 8 seconds. Done. That can happen here. But no, let's throw up some fences. Let's make it look like let's get some double row barbed wire. That sounds great. Some guard dogs patrolling the perimeter. That sounds great. No. Do not turn these schools into prisons. They are already too fucking close.
Place several trained armed guards in every school across America. You know, real men who won't stand by for 45 minutes in the hallway while a shooting unfolds in front of their own eyes.
And that's slightly better than the fences. Like, I thought he was going for the fences because that's where everybody else goes. I seriously say, if you allow whichever teacher can, like, I'm not wanting to force them because most of these teachers are liberal asshats. And they're not going to do what it takes. But some of these history teachers are more than likely willing to carry and be qualified to do so. Give them classes. Pay for the classes. Pay for the weapon. I don't care about that. And they're like, well, the kids might take the gun. Well, then if they get ventilated, they get ventilated. That's something we need to teach too. That is a level of respect. If you're trying to take the gun from the teacher, it is what it is. Right? I'm not opposed as much as I hate it. I really don't like this idea, but I'm not opposed to putting visual surveillance in the place, audio surveillance in the place so that these things can be tracked and made sure that what happens is what happens. And it's not just going off of somebody's word. But, and it's a big but, these kids thinking that they can get away with anything. And like, here where I'm at, there is not a single kid in this school that would attempt to take a firearm from a teacher. Period. But in New York, yeah, probably so. In LA, yeah, probably so. In Chicago, yeah, probably so. Seattle, yeah, probably so. But here in the country, no. In most of our country, nope. Ain't gonna happen. They're not gonna try to take a gun from a teacher. And if you do, and you suffer the consequences for attempted robbery of an arm, like, that is endangering the lives of the other students. If they take the gun, then they are endangering. If you get ventilated for trying to take a gun, you get ventilated. Better teach your kids right.
Pay them well, too. There's veterans that need the work.
And I'm not opposed to putting veterans in there if that's the option that we decide to go with. I don't want the fences. I wouldn't mind if we had some veterans with combat experience in there. I just think that that's unnecessary. I don't think that that's a step that we need to take. But if we do take that, then okay.
Why not protect our kids the same way that we protect you? Politicians are protected by guns. Celebrities are protected by guns.
Yep.
Every important person that walks this earth is protected by a gun. But our kids, they're important. Just not as much as you.
All right. We're going to let it play on out because you know how we do. Y'all make sure you get back over to Samson's page. Give him a like, give him a share, give him a sub, throw him a comment. Let him know that you appreciate what he is doing. I sure do. Samson's out here bringing the truth to people whether they like it or not. He is hitting you in the head with a hammer telling you, hey, quit doing the dumb shit. And he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong at all. I love this. Samson, thank you for this. This was great music and it is greatly appreciated. We need more people talking about these issues with just a little bit of sense. Just a little bit of sense. This Matthew McConaughey bullshit with that little girl talking about, oh, this is my hometown and how dare you. Man, fuck you. Fuck you twice with a razor blade. Like, for real. I hope somebody sticks a razor blade in your penis and dips you in alcohol in the aftermath because you don't deserve to be around. Like, that's antithetical to life, the stance that man takes. And that's all I'm going to say on that. This was great. It got me talking. And y'all know I always love to have something to talk about. This got me talking. And this is something that we need to talk about. And if I get banned for this one, because that is always a possibility, if I get banned for this one, then so be it. But it's definitely going up. Samson, thank you for this. I appreciate it. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me. I am praying for you every single day. Till next time, this has been Pittstake. Peace.